on Outback Truckers.
I'm not really sure how he's going to do this.
The water drillers, Anthony and Danielle, tackle a dangerous river crossing.
Oh, no. Anthony's feeling very emotional right now.
Slick risks a mammoth desert run as he races home for Christmas.
Holy shit, something's going on.
And rookie trucker Kylie faces a life or death decision.
Keep it straight, keep it straight, keep it straight.
It's a very dry year. Again, we've had a run of about 5 dry years and there's a bit under 20,000 head here, so we need water to keep them alive till the wet comes.
Grazier Will McMillan owns Calvert Hill Station, a remote Northern Territory cattle property 1,100 kilometres from Darwin.
Everybody up here is doing it tougher than usual. We've seen a majority of these stations destock to hardly anything, if anything at all.
The 1.1 million acre Calvert Hill Station is twice the size of Luxembourg, and it's dry as a bone.
If you want to run a few more cattle or utilise your country a bit more, you need water.
But help is at hand. The Morangi water drillers have arrived to search for underground water.
Pretty hit and miss to get water up there.
Anthony plans to drill 6 bores in 6 days across the station.
You don't know if you're going to get water until you drill that hole, eh?
It was a bad start, getting dry bogged in thick sand.
Look how bogged Anthony is.
But then success at their first drill site.
So we've just come onto some water now. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good bore, that one.
This morning, they're preparing to move on to the next drill site. But moving the travelling roadshow of 2 trucks, 7 trailers, and over 200 tonnes of drilling gear is never easy, especially with 2 young kids in tow.
This is Theo, who is 4 months old, the beautiful boy.
Let's get painting, Grace.
Yep.
Like.
Grace Gliori has also joined the team as 5-year-old Heath's teacher.
It's a bit of a strange job. I've never done anything like it before. I've always worked in a childcare centre, but it's very different. I love it out here in the bush.
But there's sickness in the camp.
Heath, can you get that up for me, please?
5-year-old Heath is coughing and having difficulty breathing. To make matters worse, Grace suspects she has tonsillitis.
Are you ready to go?
Just got to keep a good eye on him. Like, you know, obviously breathing in a child is very important. If it gets any worse, we'll have to get the Royal Flying Doctors Service to come out and take him into hospital.
Before they head deep into the bush, Danielle seeks help from Will's wife, Amanda, who has essential medical supplies.
Yeah, because I was like just about to run out of my one.
I've got more.
Yeah.
Do you want another one? I always order 2 of everything.
With the nearest hospital 7 hours drive away, she's registered to dispense medicine on doctor's advice.
What do we need?
Danielle calls the Royal Flying Doctor Service about both Grace and Heath.
I just was a bit worried about his coughing because he seems like he can't breathe properly. We're about 7 hours from Mount Isa Drive, 7, 8 hours. Lovely. Thank you so much for that. Bye.
So you've got to take 2 a day.
Antibiotics for Grace's tonsillitis and a spray for Heath's breathing, which seems to have improved.
Hey! Hey! No! God, that poor dog. Leave him! Yeah, he just wants me to keep a close eye on him, and if he doesn't improve in the next couple of days, they want me to bring him in, so yeah, that's what we'll do.
The site for the second drill hole is a 2-hour drive along a dirt highway. Then a maze of narrow dirt tracks. A nightmare for any driver.
And you end up with a heap of flat tyres.
You know, it makes it more challenging, but
Jesus Christ! That scared the bejeebus out of me. We'll just slow down a little bit. Won't tell Anthony about that one.
At the second bore site, 1,100 kilometres from civilization.
To the left, to the left, to the left. Move, get going.
The bush has been cleared for drilling by the station owner.
Generally, they'll pick the site where they want to put the water.
As Anthony and Hazy set up the drilling rig, it's a chance for Danielle to get back to her babies.
Hello, beautiful. Didn't you miss Mummy? I missed you.
While Danielle was behind the wheel, she missed a milestone for baby Theo.
Oh my God, that's the first time he's laughed and I missed it.
I've never heard him laugh like that.
Oh, that makes me cry.
Young Heath is also bouncing back. But no smiles back at the drill site. After 3 hours of drilling, nothing but dust.
It's enough good, eh? We'll keep going. It's going to happen, it's going to happen. There's nothing I can do about it.
On the edge of the Gibson Desert in Central Australia, Slick has one eye on the road ahead and one eye on the sky.
Real big rain brewing. Smell it. If it stays like this, no risk at all. Rain ain't going to hold me up.
Looks to me like it's the sort of cloud, you get to the end of those clouds, you get a thunderstorm.
Slick's boss, Steve Graham, is hurrying back to Perth after delivering 3 trailers to Slick.
All right, mate? Good to go.
To haul across the desert to Alice Springs.
Everything's running well. We're running like a freight train. Whoop, straight line. There we go. Power up.
Slick's been on the road for 10 days, covering a whopping 4,450 kilometres. That's nearly as far as from New York to San Francisco. And he still has 3,600 kilometres to go to get back to Perth.
We're just cruising along compared to when we came over on the first trip.
After delivering building supplies to Alice Springs, Slick got news of a second order, and Steve turned him around at Laverton to do it all over again. And all in time for Christmas.
I cannot miss Christmas. Christmas is Christmas, that's family time. It's the only day of the year that I have to be home. I don't care about any others. My wife counts on it, family count on it.
I don't tend to dwell on what could happen.
Slick's already had a run of bad luck.
Great, that's 2 tyres, gone.
6 tyre changes, and his air conditioning isn't working.
A week ago, it was 48 degrees through here.
Slick badly needs a smooth run. Christmas is only 10 days away.
I ring home every chance I have a phone. I ring home.
Any trouble, and it'll be touch and go.
I miss the family while I'm away, and it's, 3 months living in that, 8 by 4 foot. It gets a bit cramped after a while. You get, a bit of cabin fever.
Slick gets anywhere near some decent rain out there, any more than just a few sprinkles would really put a spanner in his works for his getting home for Christmas. And he just doesn't want to be slowed down. He just wants to maintain that 650 kilometres a day, every day. That's what he wants to do.
600 kilometres to the east, Slick hasn't seen another driver for hours. Suddenly, there's oncoming traffic to deal with.
There must be water just up the road.
Camels, the original Outback truckers, were first introduced to Australia in the 1840s. There are now over 1 million feral camels running wild in the Outback. And for Slick, these unpredictable truck wreckers are coming from everywhere.
If he's going to run across, he's going to run across.
There's a little hose coming off the top of the water pump there, and looks like it's just seeping into the top of the fitting.
In the dead of night in Longreach, North Queensland, long-distance cattle transporters David and Kylie Hornick have hit trouble.
If that hose blows and we're back of nowhere, well, you'll just stay there.
Starting near Roma in central Queensland, David and Kylie have already carted 800 cattle 700 kilometres to get to Longreach. They still have another 300 k's to go to make their destination, Eildon Park Station, near Winton. But one of their 3 trucks may not go the distance.
Down there?
Yeah. No, it's as hard as anything, mate.
Yeah.
They've had to call in a local mechanic.
Yeah, we've got to drain your coolant out, bud.
Yeah, no.
We've got 2 choices here. We're going to get the gear and bring it up here, or you just drop it off and just come to the workshop and we'll do it there.
What's quicker?
Oh, well, I mean, going in there is obviously quicker. Yeah, because everything's right there, you know.
Yep. Just going to unhook.
The breakdown is more than just a delay. The cattle must be taken off the trailers every 48 hours for a rest break of 12 hours.
So yeah, we'll just run down here, only take us 20 minutes or so. He's just going to quickly drop the coolant and do that hose, pump it back in, and then we'll be on our way.
Already 24 hours into their journey, the convoy can't afford to keep losing time.
It is urgency that they do not stand on the trailer for too long. We need to get them there, and they're our main priority.
Drop the coolant. We'll make a new hose and whack him on. Drained it and got the hose off, nearly put the new one back on already. Thanks again, Pete.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
mate.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Thank you, mate. I know it's annoying, half hour, 40 minutes, but like Pete said, he doesn't really reckon that it would have lasted much longer.
With the truck fixed, time to get moving again.
Righto, these boys checked your cattle, so all we need to do now is hook up and we're on the road.
We're back on the road again. It's good to see. Just coming into Winton. We're going to go out the other side.
They're heading for a cattle grazing area, 250 kilometres outside Winton, accessed only by rough dirt roads.
Corrugation's real good up here.
Nice. We've come into a fair bit of corrugation here. And we're now back down to 17 kilometres an hour, and you can't see 2 foot in front of you from the dust because it will just not blow away at all. I've got to get out and walk quicker than this.
Down to walking pace. David's increasingly worried about the cattle.
Cattle are on there longer than they should be, but not much you can do about it. Can't wait to get these poor little fellas off.
In the Northern Territory,
66 metres there at the moment. Most of our water we've hit round here sort of been around that 20 to 30 metres.
the water driller's second site has lots of dust, but no water.
No, it doesn't look good at all.
Meanwhile, life for 4-month-old Theo is much more relaxing.
Is that nice to you? You love having a bath, don't you? Our home on wheels? Yeah. Having a bath in a bucket.
But outside,
Who knows, you could put another rod on and get water. You could go another 200 metres and still not get water.
after a sweltering and disappointing drill, Anthony calls it off.
It's a bit frustrating, but that's just the way it goes.
The station owner decides how many bores he wishes to drill and where, determined by where he wants to have a water tank for his cattle.
At the end of the day, it's their call, it's their money, so it's their choice on what they want to do with it.
But for the drillers, striking the underground water table is a hit-and-miss operation.
50%, that's not too bad in this area up here. Yeah, bring it down.
It's on to drill site number 3.
Yes, I gotta get across the Calvert River.
What stands between the drillers and site number 3 is a notorious river crossing.
This hill has got us a few times now.
Water springs up out of the ground going up the other side of the hill. Once you hit that with the drive, you just spin and get no traction. Yeah, we've been stuck there for about 5 hours once.
The Calvert Hills crossing.
It was quite scary, crocodiles around everywhere and Heath and my dog, and yeah, it was a bit scary.
We'll see how we go today.
Hopefully the springs are not coming out too bad, too much. So we're at the top of the Calvert Hills crossing. I'm going to get out and Anthony's going to take over.
To get his 60-ton rig up the other side, Anthony has to hit it at maximum speed. But near the top lies a truck-grabbing muddy patch. And there's another obstacle. An abandoned car taking up half the road.
Yeah, there's a car down there, front end's half fallen out of it.
I'm not really sure how he's going to do this.
A car wreck on one side and a mud trap on the other. Anthony guns it and hopes for the best.
Jesus, look how fast he's going.
Here we go. He's going to run across. He's going to run across. He's a big old bull.
In the Gibson Desert, Slick's progress to get home for Christmas has been dashed by a herd of wild camels.
They're a bit big to hit. I haven't hit him. Steve's hit a couple in his time, but I haven't yet. That's good.
An adult camel can weigh up to 1,000 kilograms, larger than many family cars.
This is like the desert was years ago. Camels every bloody where. Close to 200 already seen this morning, all in different mobs. Now I know that there's that many wandering around on the edge of the road, I'll be a little bit more vigilant today. They have a real funny gait, and then he'll swing out across the road, and a lot of the times he'll get right in front of you, and he'll do a 90 degree, and you're looking up a camel's bum for the next 5-10 kilometres. If you try to go around them, and then they just cut in front of you. They run pretty fast, about 40k an hour. There's a lift going like this.
Slick's hour-long camel drama has put him behind. Tomorrow, he'll have to push harder. But in a 30-year-old truck, this road is a dangerous place to be making up time. Next morning, and Slick's had a rough night.
Pulled up last night, got everything organised. It's either my generators, something gone wrong with my generator, but it's only 2 weeks old, or the aircon unit at the back of the bunk for when I'm sleeping.
With no air conditioning, his sleeping cabin reached over 40 degrees.
Something's gone wrong with it. It'd fire up and then she'd make some funny noises. So, nothing going right. I've got to fix that chain there. I'm just a bit worried about my third trailer because when Steve left Perth, he was having problems with that trailer, brakes releasing, a little valve issue. So obviously, we rolled away all right this morning.
If the brakes on the third trailer lock on, It could destroy its tyres, or worse, pull up the entire road train. Alice Springs is still 1,000 kilometres away. In this part of the world, there's no mobile phone contact and no immediate rescue.
We've cracked the 40 k's an hour. So it's pretty exciting, you do 40 k's an hour.
In North Queensland, David and Kylie's cattle convoy is on the last leg of an exhausting 1,000 kilometre grind with 800 head of cattle on board.
Well, we're finally bloody here. Christ. What a journey that last leg was.
The convoy has reached the feedlot where the cattle are unloaded.
So we've met our final destination and all the animals walked off. That's the main aim for us.
It's always good on that distance when they all walk off.
Because it's tough on them too. It's huge.
Yeah, job well done to all the boys.
Yeah.
That was a big day, wasn't it?
Very big, and I'm not a morning person.
Next morning, David and Kylie's 3 road trains are ready to roll out.
We're going to just make our way into Winton, and today's supposed to be a travel day home.
We're back on the road again.
But trucks returning empty will be costly.
An empty truck never pays any bills.
They're desperately in need of a backload, which as independent contractors, they'll have to find themselves.
We can make a few phone calls and change that, maybe pick up some work on the way. We just come into service and I've been on the phone calling a couple of contacts that I've got up this way, just trying to get a load back home.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I've left a few messages. I might get some callbacks soon, so I'll just wait.
Hopefully someone rings back so it pays for our way home.
Good morning.
On the way back to Roma, swinging this.
Oh, that's awesome. That'll be no dramas at all. Yeah. No, I'll look after you.
Thanks, Chris.
See you, Chris. Bye,
Bye.
It's exactly what they wanted.
It's not out of our way at all.
400 kilometres away, a station owner wants 450 head of cattle moved to new grazing grounds. Out here in the Australian Outback, the stations are so vast that to move their herds from one pasture to the next, farmers need trucks.
We really can't afford anything to go wrong today.
There's a bit of a smoke hazard up here. Heaps of smoke.
But up ahead, trouble.
Big rush of fire and we might catch a light.
Oh, no.
At Calvert Hills River Crossing, Anthony is gunning it.
Nice work, Anthony.
He's done it.
Yeah, Hazy.
With some advice for Hazy in the second truck.
I came 50 high split when I was along the flat at the bottom of it and then just fed it to it.
Roger.
Next up is second driver Hazy in his 3-trailer, 75-ton road train.
Oh, come on, Hazy. You can... Oh, come on, Hazy. Oh, shit. This is really bad. We don't have any loader or anything here to help pull us up.
What are you going to do? Unhook yours.
Oh, what do you think you're going to do? I've got to drag him up.
Yeah, I know, but are you going to unhook yours or what?
Yeah.
Oh, there's people trying to come up.
Oh, stiff f***ing shit.
Anthony's feeling very emotional right now. I think he's going to unhook and reverse back. Stay here, there's cars coming. Stay here.
Dude, I feel sorry for you right now. In the worst possible place you can get stuck. At the worst possible time. Oh, no.
You could be waiting a couple of hours. Just stay there.
The only way out is by pulling Hazy's truck up, putting an almighty strain on Anthony's 500 horsepower truck.
Right, Hazy.
There you go when you're ready.
Nothing's happening at the moment.
Middle.
This is the worst possible scenario.
Last night, I copped a little bit of rain, not a lot.
In the Simpson Desert, Slick's marathon desert run has hit a smooth patch.
We're just cruising along compared to when came over on the first trip, where it was hot and the load was heavy. So we're doing a beautiful speed, averaging about 60, 65 at the moment.
Slick's on his third desert crossing in a week. He wants to be home for Christmas, just 9 days away. But suddenly he's forced to stop. The dirt road has taken its toll on his tyres.
This lot of tyres are pumping up. They're about 18 PSI more than that when they should be pumping even, you know. Well, they're finally where they are, where I want them to be. It's taken a while, but nothing's pumping up right today, that's all. Rather be home. Rather be home with the family anyway.
It's times like these, Slick wonders why he ever became an Outback trucker.
Decisions you make when you're a young, silly lad. I've been doing it since I left high school in transport, and it's given me a good life for the family, well, apart from me being away all the time. But sometimes I wonder what would happen if I did go do what I was originally going to do with my life and become a draftsman. So, I don't know. Things could have been different.
Behind schedule, Slick still has 440 kilometres to go to get to his destination in the dead heart of Australia, Alice Springs.
Holy shit. There we go. Something's going on.
I can see in front of me the flames or something. I'll pull up like quickly on this side. Just have to wait it out.
In scorching northern Queensland, David and Kylie Hornick's cattle convoy is heading for a trucker's worst nightmare, a raging bushfire.
Fairly smoky up ahead, so better start backing it down. There's some good big flames right there, and the wind's blowing right on top of us. Big rush of fire, and we might catch a light.
The majority of bushfires in Australia are caused by lightning.
Just have to go slowly and stick to our side of the road. You just lose all visibility, flat out seeing what's past the bull bar. The flames are up nearly as high as the crate. Wouldn't be a good way to go. Anyway, we're starting to come out the other side of it now, so thank God for that.
After 5 hours in the hot seat, it's time for David to take a well-earned break.
So we're just gonna fuel up now, check the tyres and be back on the road. I'll open the door for you. Give them that service.
Only because you want something.
You've worked me out, haven't you, love?
Here goes.
Kylie's had her truck licence 3 years.
And we're off.
But this is the first time she's pulled a triple trailer.
Oh, look at that. Oh, we're not a good team, mate.
You when I listen.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like taking orders from you in many other departments other than this.
Yeah, I know, but you might have to start learning.
No.
The two-up driving system, one at the wheel and one in the bunk, means each driver is fresher when they're behind the wheel because their driving time is halved.
Yeah, you can go to bed now.
You sure?
Fine. Okay, I'm relaxed now.
I've had a little kip, so all fresh again. Just keep it straight, keep it straight, keep it straight.
Oh, nothing's happening at the moment. This is the worst possible scenario.
At Calvert Hills River Crossing, the water driller's second truck is stuck, blocking the road.
I've got to sit in here because it's leaking air and make sure that the truck doesn't roll back into the other truck.
Anthony suspects Hazy's air brakes are playing up.
You got your trailer brakes applied now, or just sit in there and let your trailers build back up?
When air pressure drops, the brakes automatically lock on. To release them, Hazy needs to build the pressure back up by letting the truck idle for a couple of minutes.
I'm discarding the brakes on the truck at the moment, so if it starts rolling, just pull my foot on the brake.
That second trailer hadn't released its brakes yet. That's why we had trouble at the start.
After the drama, Anthony inspects the convoy for damage.
What are you doing?
Fixing something.
A broken mudguard.
Took massive chunks out of it. Bloody hell.
Getting Hazy out is a huge relief. Time for Anthony to remind Danielle of the deal they have.
The deal was if Danielle drove, there's a flat tyre, she's got to change it. So we're going to have a walk around here.
Nah, they're all good. I didn't do that.
Well, who did?
That's...
like that when we left.
You must have done it trying to pull him up. Come up that hill. I didn't do that.
Danielle reckons she didn't do it, but it wasn't like that this morning, so fair chances are she did it. No, it'll be right, we're only going a couple of K around the corner here, and we'll change it when we get round there. Oh, Danielle will change it, I should rephrase that.
Anthony and I are total opposites. He's a country boy. All the guys I used to go for are city boys with suits and never get their hands dirty. Now I've got myself a real man.
Finally, the water drillers reach site number 3, in search of that elusive underground water table. But no water, just more dust. To make matters worse, they're losing light. They're only 20 metres down. Anthony is banking on water at 30 metres.
So we'll just drill a bit more.
While there's still a chance to strike liquid gold, Anthony's not stopping.
Come on to the water now. Yeah, I think it should be a good supply, but we'll drill a couple more rods and see what it's like then.
Rookie cattle driver Kylie Hornick is travelling at full speed in a 108-tonne fully loaded rig. Whatever she does, she mustn't brake suddenly.
Keep it straight, keep it straight.
Yep.
Keep it straight.
One lucky escape, one not so.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You're done well.
I hate that sound, but I'm not going to jeopardise oncoming traffic, our lives, for one kangaroo. I think I work best under pressure.
I think you do, love. We'll do a little changeover. Surely can have a bit of a camp then. What are we playing, Twister? We're going to be heading south now. We're off the bitumen now, back on the dirt. Arriving at the station now.
Another remote station, another 450 head of cattle to load.
Oh, again. Hey! Hey! Oh, turn around. Hey! Hey!
Going really good. Nearly all done. Got, what, one deck to go.
Well done, boys.
You're wet.
Talking the soot out of me. Isn't it as good as a beer?
Team Hornick is back on the road, heading into the darkness.
Off to Roma now.
Another 5-hour and 410-kilometre drive to the unloading point near Roma.
There's a fair bit of dust about, so I'm just trying to poke along back here so I'm out of the dust. Just pulled up at Kintillock here. Now we'll unload all the moo cows.
Made it on good time. They all walked off, so can't hope for any better, really.
On our last pen now, and then they're all off.
Finally, with the unload complete, it's job well done on yet another cattle run for this husband and wife trucking team.
When things get really tough, I always at the end of the day think I am not losing and I'm not giving up. We have to keep going because we both are passionate about the livestock industry and the truck industry.
It's been a big effort and a lot of determination and a good partnership, I think.
Holy shit. There we go. Something's going on.
199 kilometres from his destination, Slick's in trouble.
I don't know what's happened. I lost power there for a second. My warning light came on, but I don't know what for. Everything's running all right. Going over that little rise just then, I slipped the gear back, put my foot down, and she just cut out. There's a parking bay up the road here. I'm going to have to pull up there and just get my head underneath and have a look. Let's have a look, see.
Slick's lost power. He's worried it's his motor overheating. If he can't fix it, his truck will be crippled.
Don't know. Everything looks all right under there. Everything's running all right. It hasn't done it since.
In days, it's Christmas, and Slick's still 2,600 kilometres from home.
About half an hour behind what I wanted to be, but the guys are ready there waiting for me. Slight little drama. Don't know what happened there when the truck cut out. So obviously it was electrical. It has to be.
Slick's got Christmas on his mind. The Alice Springs depot is under an hour away, and it can't come soon enough.
Yeah, this section of road it just seems to go on forever and ever. One last effort into Alice, and then let's calm down a little bit, get everything organised and zoom straight home. All right, we're here. I'm an hour late. Done and dusted. Get all this unloaded and then it's another drive home. It's all good sailing from now on, straight down to Perth, and I'll be home for Christmas.
It's back across the desert. The fourth time in 11 days. The lonely life of a long-distance trucker.
I'm a solitary kind of bloke. And just being out here on your own, you can't beat it, I suppose. Look at the view out of my window. It's better than some office block anyway. I just love it out here.
At Steve Graham's truck depot in Perth.
Sandy?
Slick is met by his wife, Sandy.
Hey, hello, Abigail.
Slick's made it with 4 days to spare.
All right.
You made it, mate. How would you feel if I asked you to go out again?
Nah, well, Sandy's it.
You know I'm patient, but you're pushing it.
Yes. She's the boss.
I was just
I'll
joking,
stand away
mate.
from that.
Just joking, mate. Just joking, mate.
You have a good Christmas, kiddo. All right.
You too, Dom.
Okay, I'll see you up there, Slick.
No worries.
All right, well, he's done it. He's got home for Christmas.
I always try to be home for Christmas, so 32 years, never missed one yet, so there we go.
This time on Outback Truckers, a truck killer river crossing.
Not watching him this time.
Traps Anthony and Danielle again.
This is not good.
Got me twice.
Oh no. Cattle truckers David and Kylie
You're getting a bit stressed.
battle a blown engine
The black smoke pouring out of
and each other.
Hey, go forward!
I can't do this, mate.
And tractor trucker Mike
We got antique bloody tractors on ours.
takes a crucial wrong turn.
We're a bit lost here.
We come up here and try and get a bit of water to help them out a bit. They're sort of doing it a bit tough.
In the vast top end of Australia, the Water Drillers Roadshow is on the move again.
Nothing better than you see a smile on the client's face.
They're in the middle of a massive drilling job. 6 bores to sink in 6 days on Calvert Hill Station, a property twice the size of Luxembourg. The property is situated in an isolated corner of the Northern Territory, over 1,100 kilometres from the city of Darwin. So far, they've hit water at 2 of the 3 bore sites chosen by the station owner.
Come on to the water now, at about 27 metres.
It is a big gamble. It has paid off.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good ball, that one.
But on their way to the 4th,
Jesus Christ.
they struck trouble.
Look how fast he's going.
Second driver, Hazy,
Oh, come on, Hazy.
oh no, got stuck at the infamous Calvert River crossing. Day 4 and number 4 drill site. Another hot as hell dust bowl for the drillers.
We're having a bit of trouble with the clay, so we just added some foam. It'll help get that clay and shit out. We're down about 24 metres now, and we should expect to hit water around 30, 35 metres. It's about normal.
For Danielle, life on the dirt road is not just about drilling.
Turn that off, mate. Hey, turn it off, mate.
There's 5-year-old Heath And newest crew member, 4-month-old baby Theo to look after.
We're on to load number 2 for the day. Loads have gotten bigger this time round. Now we have to cater for a new baby. These flies are atrocious.
Dropping in for an update is the man who desperately needs the water for his cattle. Property owner, Will McMillan.
No water. Anthony's not happy. Nobody's happy when there's no water.
Oh, it's a little bit depressing actually, but it happens. My father always says 1 in 3, so we're going a bit better here with 50-50.
Fingers crossed for the next one. Gotta go to this.
Righto, we're on to ball number 5. We've had 2 out of 4 so far. Hopefully this one's for the win. Anthony's a bit anxious. There is storms about, so we are hoping that we're done and dusted up here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, we'll just see how we go. Who knows what can happen.
When a 100-ton truck gets stuck in dirt in the middle of nowhere, is a disaster, really.
You need to get in gear.
I have. Stop yelling at me.
No, not back, not back.
I can't
Go forward.
do this, mate.
Not in gear, Collie.
In central Queensland, husband and wife team Kylie and David Hornick are feeling the pressure of a looming deadline.
Oi, steady, steady.
On a monster job.
Too high a gear, love. That way, that way. Right.
In the last 2 days, their convoy of trucks has racked up a whopping 2,200 kilometres.
We're back on the road again.
Picking up and delivering 1,224 head of cattle.
Knocking the soot out of me.
Along the way, they've faced blown tyres, bushfires,
Got some good big flames right there.
and broken machinery.
He's bugging. Oh, we're finally bloody here.
They're now preparing to start the last load of the job. Exhausted, tempers are beginning to fray.
He kept going off the
Don't
third.
speak to me, mate.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I said don't speak to me.
kept going off the third.
I am going to ignore you for a bit, thanks.
Okay.
Go away.
450 cattle worth $585,000 need to be loaded and delivered to a feedlot, a mere 300 kilometres away.
We've got 450 here this morning. They're off to feedlotted for 100 days before they go off to the markets.
It's just under a 4-hour journey from Kintilloch Station to the feedlot near Dalby, but the team can't afford any delays. The feedlot shuts at 3 p.m. on the dot.
We just got to keep a constant flow today because there's a time limit, there's a curfew.
With the clock ticking, Kylie and David need to resolve their issues, get loaded and get going.
Put my jigger away, pack her all away.
David and I have our moments, I guess you could call them. Like, he gets hot and stressed and blows up, and well, I get stressed and anxious about different things going wrong. But yeah, you've just got to have your blow up and your say, and then just get over it and move on and don't hold a grudge.
We're just leaving Kintilloch now. There's a cut-off when we got to be there by, so we won't be able to dawdle too much today.
If they get to the feedlot late, the cattle will have to stay on the trucks overnight, unfed.
Not good for anyone.
The herd could lose as much as 4% of their body weight.
My customer loses out because of the weight drops off them overnight.
That won't please the farmer. The cattle are sold according to weight.
So everyone has a pretty big loss. Not an option.
need to put on an angle or not?
I reckon we will. Pete, go that side.
Trucker Mike Partridge is helping load a vintage 1948 farm haul tractor. It's one of 9 vintage tractors he's transporting to Western Australia for his boss, Pete Spur.
We got a lot of old rare stuff. 1 or 2 of these tractors are the only one in Australia.
Go left a bit.
They're all for a collection.
Yeah, straighten her up.
Manufactured in Geelong, Australia, the farm haul is designed for frosty mornings. It starts easier on petrol, then is switched to diesel once the engine's warmed up.
Angle it now, the other way.
Mike works for trucking company owner and self-confessed tractor-holic Pete Spur.
Collecting vintage tractors is what I do, have done for quite a few years. There are tractors here that are only 1, 2 of. This one is a 274 I bought in Geelong back in April 2019. It's about a 1982 model. It hasn't done a lot of work, and to find it in this condition is quite special. And I get a real buzz taking these to shows because I like to stand back and see everyone walking around and talk about them, and that really gives me a good buzz.
Pete's been on an interstate shopping spree, buying 7 super rare machines worth in excess of $130,000.
The big sale, it was well over 100 tractors there and a lot of people.
Pete's here to oversee operations.
We'll just give her a bit of a heat up on the glow plugs.
But it's up to Mike to get his boss's valuable collector pieces the 4,000 kilometres to Western Australia, all in one piece.
Anything can go wrong. There could be bits broken, things bent.
The journey won't be without its challenges. In much of Victoria, a trucker can only tow 1 trailer. For this job, Mike needs 2.
We're going to be loading what we can on this flat top trailer. We'll take that to Mount Gambier. We left our 2nd trailer there because we can't road train down around this area.
It's known as a dog run, 1 trailer at a time. Mike will take his first trailer with 5 tractors to the South Australian border, drop it off and collect his 2nd empty trailer. Then head back to Gellibrand and Mildura in Victoria to pick up the final 4 tractors before heading home to Wagen in Western Australia. Next on is a 1962 Farm Haul 514. To fit them all on, it needs to be tight.
All right, that's all we're going to get.
We've gained a bit of ground. I think we might be a fraction over on this side, but...
This one's narrow.
Narrow, is it?
No.
Not going to gain anything.
He's on a bit too straight, that one there.
With the way these 2 are sitting at the moment, we're not going to have enough room to get as many as we want on. So we're just going to reposition these 2 and hopefully gain a bit of room.
It's not a good start. After hours of work, only 1 tractor is fully loaded.
Room's everything with this trip at the moment.
There's still 8 more and 4,000 kilometres to go.
It's good forecast for everyone up here. They want rain, but not till we get out of the paddock.
The 1.1 million acre Calvert Hill station lies in a remote and hostile area of Australia's tropical Northern Territory. And there's storm clouds on the horizon.
The tiniest bit of rain could put us back weeks.
It's not just rain that's troubling the water drillers.
I'm thinking that Anthony's not liking this pad. What are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing?
I have no idea, that's why I'm
Does it
asking.
look like I'm picking sticks up so a truck can get around?
Anthony's definitely in a foul mood today. It can be tough sometimes. We all have our good and our bad days. But yeah, we've got to make it work because this is our life.
We'll see what happens. If it rains, it rains, it rains. But if you get stuck, you get stuck. There's nothing you can do about it.
With number 4 borehole a failure, Anthony needs this one to be a success. Each cow on the property needs 11 litres of water a day to survive. That's 220,000 litres of water every 24 hours for the herd to prevail. But striking the underground water table is a hit-and-miss operation.
We don't know until we have a go. We went to one place a couple of months ago, we tried 8 spots, he's got nothing, so you know he's probably spent in excess of 100 grand and still got nothing.
While the adults struggle at the drill site.
What do we have next? I like to do tricks. I even run over sticks.
In this converted container, school's in for 5-year-old Heath, and this year he's got his own teacher, Grace.
Oh, I've never done anything like it before, but it's very different. I love it out here in the bush. Yeah, so we do our maths, our English, we do lots of drawing, and we do cooking when we can. Hey, make some cakes for the boys. Can you crack one egg in there for me?
Yes, I can.
I try to make it part of his curriculum because it's fun and he learns while he's doing it. So, good boy. Any shell in there?
No.
No, good boy. Tip your egg into the mix.
Back at the drill site, Anthony and Hazy have now been grinding away for 4 hours through the sandstone rock.
36 metres total depth.
Finally, success.
Pretty happy. Probably got about 4 or 5 litres a second there. We'll case it now and then we'll test it.
We've got a good flow happening there, so that's 3 out of 5.
Time to move on to the final drill site. To reach the location, they need to once again cross the notorious Calvert River.
We're about 5k on the Calvert River crossing now.
The crossing that 2 days ago, Hazy got his 75-ton rig stuck on.
Yeah, so car's still on the crossing.
The added hazard of the abandoned car is still there.
So we'll just creep down and then we'll creep up the other side as well.
On either side of the crossing are steep inclines.
All the weight's starting to push the truck.
To avoid jackknifing his 60-ton rig, Anthony must crawl down one side.
Truck's starting to skip there, so we're just using our trailer brakes a little bit, just to slow it down a bit. It's just a little bit of loose stuff there, we should be right here now.
And struggle up the next. The lack of a run-up is a huge ask for Anthony's 500 horsepower engine.
If any steeper or any looser, you'd have to break down and do one trailer at a time.
Now, it's Hazy's turn.
No, not watching him this time. If he doesn't make it, he's on his own.
Yeah, mate, I just done an airbag on me cab, mate.
In central Queensland, David and Kylie Hornick's 4-truck cattle convoy has been pulled up by a leaking suspension airbag.
Just that bad then. It's got a little hole in it underneath there. Leaking air.
In 4 hours, the convoy must reach their destination of a cattle feedlot, 300 kilometres away before it closes, with no replacement airbag available.
I'll keep your eye on it, make sure it doesn't blow out.
And the closing time fast approaching.
Get a new one tomorrow, put on it.
They decide to press on.
Got to get back on the road pretty quick smart because there's a 3 o'clock curfew at the feedlot. So we'll get cracking.
To make it, they need to maintain their maximum speed of 90 kilometres per hour.
How are we going for time, love?
12:20. We've got probably, what, 2.5 hours to go. We'll be just making it. Ready to be cutting fine.
We'll get there between 2:30, 3 o'clock, right on the limiter.
Today, like, we've got 4 trucks, so we're actually probably making the odds creep up a bit more with 4 trucks and limited time, so we really can't afford anything to go wrong, not even a tyre.
But only 100 kilometres down the road, the convoy must stop to check on the condition of the cattle.
Oh, just see if there's any sitting down on the bum. And then their mates don't sit on top of them.
To avoid being crushed by their fellow 1-ton passengers, the cattle need to remain upright.
You've got to be careful you don't slip a long way down there. Bloody hell. It is a bit doughy. There's not much pressure in it.
A soft or doughy tyre is far more likely to blow out.
I just seen a tyre there on the dolly. It's fairly doughy. And I don't want to run the risk of it falling off the bead, so I'm going to quickly pump it up. And I'm also stressing about the time. Hopefully she won't blow.
Hang on. This little tractor's got rippers under it, so because of the angle, the rippers are getting caught on the ramps.
Trucker Mike Partridge and boss Pete.
We're in a fairly precarious position at the moment. I'm not sitting on much ramp on my other side here at the moment.
Are squeezing 5 vintage tractors onto their first trailer.
Beautiful, we got it. It's up on the tray, so this will be the last one for this trailer. Got to be kept very careful with the way things are sitting, so we've got to pull the right ways and strap it all down right so it all doesn't end up hitting each other. Here's how much room's over there. Just squashing everything up now just to make sure it all does fit. It should do. Well, not quite as much room as we thought. Success. We got it. Done. Final walk around and we'll be right, I think. Yeah.
Mike heads 300 kilometres to the neighbouring state of South Australia. There he'll pick up an empty trailer and return for the last 4 tractors.
We've just crossed the border into South Australia from Victoria now. We've got to swap trailers. Yeah, and then start heading back. So we'll have to cross the border again into Victoria, get the rest of these tractors.
This time, the loading of 2 rare farm alls goes smoothly. There's a bonus, a ride-on 1989 Club Cadet tractor mower.
Go, mush, go!
Run to Mount Gambier, hook up our road train, then head off up to Mildura and grab the last couple.
To keep a watchful eye on his precious $130,000 cargo, Pete will be following Mike in his van all the way to Western Australia. Almost 4,000 kilometres away.
It's going to be pretty touch and go to get these last 2 tractors on. A lot of juggling and fine tuning, but fingers crossed we'll get it.
Not watching him this time. If he doesn't make it, he's on his own.
In the remote Northern Territory, water driller Hazy is about to take on the challenging Calvert River crossing for a second time.
Up and creeping here, mate.
First, mate. What's that, beepers?
Pushing me down that hill there. It's all good.
So Hazy at the moment, he'd probably be about 75 tonne. Probably have another 15, 20 tonne than me at the moment. So he's got a lot more weight on his front trailer.
Pulling 75 tonnes up and out will be Hazy's greatest challenge.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm losing traction here, mate.
What's wrong?
Mate, you just want to break traction, mate. Back up this concrete.
Yeah, build up. Your brakes are probably dragging too.
Oh, you're going to have to come and hook on, mate. I don't know, it won't build up.
Oh, Anthony's got to be cranky. He can't go back any further because he's about to jackknife that trailer, and now the tyres keep spinning so he can't get up the hill. Well, we'll see how this goes. The expert has come to the rescue. Expert. It's taken big chunks out of the tyres. Anthony's taken over. Hopefully he can creep up. Here we go. I'm not driving.
Just get that rope, swing that ute round, just hook onto it back here, but don't let your clutch out to take the weight, like just keep driving type thing.
Well, this is a first. I'm moving for this one.
Come on.
That's brilliant. No, it's not going to work. You're going to go get your truck.
Yes. They have one last option. Use Anthony's truck to push Hazy out of trouble.
What are you doing, Dad?
Oh, I've got to go and get my truck now, mate.
Hey, Rob, you got your big airline?
Want an airline?
Oh, that dolly one.
In Outback, Queensland, the Hornicks race to deliver 450 head of cattle by 3 p.m. has been held up.
We'll just pump her back up now. Hopefully she'll last till we get to the feedlot. Must be a slow leg somewhere.
With temperatures pushing 40 degrees Celsius, David needs to get air into the soft tyre or risk it blowing out, halting his convoy and missing the hard deadline.
It's probably 35, 38, I reckon, today. It's a little bit warmer. All pumped up now. So that'll lift us to the feedlot now. Hopefully she won't blow.
Just watching ahead there with the three of them in front and we're tagging at the back, and it just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. It hasn't been easy. We've had some really, really tough times.
A big effort and a lot of determination and a good partnership, I think.
We both are passionate about the livestock industry and the truck industry, and it's been in David's family for a long time, and we want to make David's dad proud.
For David, making the business a success is personal. In 1993, when David was just 7 years old, his father John died in a trucking accident. He was only 27.
So I think he's definitely looking down, and I lay in bed some nights and I wonder how life starts chugging me up when I talk about him. How life would have been if he was around. And yeah, I just hope he's proud of me and Collie try and keep the business going. Would have been nice if they were friggin' not hot. Look at the black smoke pouring out. I think I done a turbo hose, just went bang. There, Troy. Yeah, you're gonna have to pull up here at that dirt pad somewhere too. Pull up. If I can make it up there.
Yeah, we've just crossed the border into South Australia. So now we hook up our 2 trailers as a road train and we'll wander up to Yamba.
on the South Australian border. The two trailers of rare vintage tractors are hooked up and ready to roll. Trucker Mike needs to make sure that Pete's prized investment is secure.
It's still tight this side here. There, I don't think we'll go nowhere.
3,000 kilometres from home, Mike's in unfamiliar country.
So we've got two ways we can go. We can either go all up to Keith and then down and up, or more straightforward route.
Yeah, we'll go through...
I think we'll go up through Border Town.
Yep.
More direct.
Yep.
The route I'm thinking of doing, yeah, I've never been along it before, so it could throw anything at us. Could be rough, skinny roads, one-lane bridges. We just don't know what these roads are going to throw at us. I've just turned off the Riddick Highway on the Narracourt Road. It's pretty rough, lots of vibration. It's kicking the trailers around a fair bit.
A rough road. And dusk is starting to fall.
Most people know sunset's when animals start moving around. Expecting something to pop out any time now, sort of thing, so just sort of keeping an eye out on everything.
The unforgiving road conditions are taking their toll.
Been cruising along this shitty-ass road for the last few hours. It's like a bitumised, very corrugated dirt road. Yeah, it's been pretty horrible. All the vibrations and everything, just want to check everything here while we're here. At the moment, just spotted a chain it was loose. The hook on the end here's nearly come off. So, last thing we want that to happen, and then the tractor start rolling around. Crisis averted. The worst bit of road we've been on for this whole trip so far. It's got me slowed down a fair bit. Still got a few miles to make, but at the end of the day, pretty rare items here, pretty old items. So we sort of need to look after them a little bit. We're down to about 70, 80 k's an hour through this section. So with any luck, the quality will pick up and we can get moving again.
But the road isn't improving. And now...
Followed all the signs, but I've obviously missed a road there, missed a turn somewhere. You know, we're on a completely different road to where I wanted to be.
Mike's lost.
Look at the black smoke pouring out. I think I might have done your turbo hose. That you lose all your turbo boost and everything like that.
David and Kylie's race to make a 3 p.m. deadline with their cargo of 450 cattle has been halted again.
Felt like you didn't have any power up that bit of a
Hey,
pull.
you wouldn't if we
don't have any boost.
If we had a bigger hill, you wouldn't have made it.
They still have almost 150 kilometres to go, and the feedlot shuts in 2 hours and 15 minutes' time.
Turn that truck off, love. Yeah.
The turbo hose has failed.
Blowing the clamp clean off the turbo hose there, and you just lose all boost pressure.
Because we're so remote, they normally carry a lot of parts, so hopefully they've got exactly what they need.
Oh, it's not as bad as what we originally thought. One of these clamps broke in half, and just blew that hose clean off.
Just about finished.
Thank God. We're starting to run out of time. You might break down, but it's how quickly you get back on the road. Let's get back on the road and get this cattle down to this feedlot. Probably half hour, I reckon. We're down, so it's going to be a nail biter. Give me a favour, look. Right. Can you Google from where we are now to Dalby? How long is it going to take us?
You're getting a bit stressed.
Yeah.
It's 2:02 and it's 69 kilometres, 58 minutes. So we'll be arriving right on curfew time, 3 o'clock.
Just got to get there. There's no questions about it. bloody moron. There's a car up here with a car trailer on with a motorbike. He's only doing like 75 k's an hour. I don't know why people have got to do that. With making a deadline, like it just irritates you, and then you get shitty.
There's a sense of urgency that obviously they don't have, but they've had plenty of opportunities to pull over. Like he's doing, what, 25k underneath his speed limit?
There's just no courtesy anymore these days.
It's 2:14.
Oh yeah, 45 minutes to go. Every minute goes by is like a pinprick. Why wouldn't you have any common courtesy just to pull over and let the banked up bloody traffic pass?
Oh, he's turning off.
Thanks for pulling off, mate. Thanks for that. What do you do? Just shake your head, I suppose. That's all you can do.
With the road clear, David and the convoy make up lost time. Finally, they're on the home stretch.
It's looking like we're going to make our deadline, David. We've done well. I think we've got like 8 minutes to spare.
It's the end of a mammoth 2,500 kilometre journey. 3 loads in 3 days. 1,674 head of cattle worth over $1.3 million. A job David's dad would have been proud of.
When we go to and unload the feedlot, I think it'll be a well-deserved break. We'll go back to Dalby and decompress a bit. I'll have a nice cold drink. The last couple of days been pretty full on, and it'll be good to have a bit of a break.
Congratulations, another job well done.
Thanks, mate.
Teamwork.
Just have to keep punching on, and we'll see what we can sort out as the night progresses, really.
It's the dead of night in the vast South Australian outback. Mike and boss Pete, following in his van, are lost with valuable vintage tractors on board.
Hello. There was meant to be a turn we were meant to take in Pinaroo, but I'm if I could see it, so we're not on the right road, so I'm going to turn right just up here somewhere. Going to be a bit of a dirt track, but...
I reckon it joins up eventually, Mike. I'm hoping.
You and me both, mate. That's my biggest concern, dust getting in where it's not meant to be. It's just not ideal whatsoever. We're a bit lost here. Missed one turn, it's just turned into a big shit fight.
The roads are getting rougher, narrower and dustier. This is no place for a 36.5 metre road train in the dark with a highly prized cargo on board.
Hello.
Hey, mate.
Boss Pete wants to know what's going on.
We got to chuck a left, and then it'll bring us up to like a right-hand bend in the road. Watch these holes and shit here, mate.
Yep, will do.
Yeah, so we got Pete following us. I don't know how thrilled he is about it. That's what happens when you're in this sort of job. Yeah, as long as we get back to the highway and eventually where we want to be, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Everything's in one piece, we'll be right.
Finally.
Highway is back in sight now.
The long and frustrating day is over.
Finally back on the bitumen, and we're going to be wheeling in here for the night. It's been one of them long-ass days. Especially me making that boo-boo and getting lost. That's, yeah, not too impressed with myself about that one.
They'll need the rest. Tomorrow, they have 2 more tractors to squeeze onto their road train and a 3,000-kilometre trek home.
At the moment, my job is to make sure that this truck doesn't go backwards.
At Calvert River Crossing, the water drillers are stranded again.
So Anthony's unhooked some of his trailers and come back and he's going to push Hazy up. Hopefully that works. Oh God, it's kind of scary.
Anthony's going to use all the might of his 60-ton, 500-horsepower rig to push Hazy's truck out.
God, please don't get stuck.
Rookie trucker Danielle's been given the job of steering the second truck.
What you got to do is go into creeper here when I say to, and release your brake.
I am not doing this.
While Hazy hooks the two trucks up with the stiff bar.
Already got bad anxiety making me think about it.
And I'll just push you up here, let you punch out in creeping.
Anthony, I can't do this. Please don't make me do it. Hazy can drive. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. No, I can't. I'm already freaking out.
You don't touch your foot brake. Go to creep again. Release your brakes. I'll hold you here. There you go when you're ready. Bring your revs up to about 13, 1400 if you've got traction. Yeah, I'm good.
Hazy's 75-ton triple trailer is out.
Hey, Greg, once we get up to the top of the hill, I think Danielle might need a lift.
It was bad enough as it was, but it could have been worse. Anyway, we managed to get out of it. Thank God for that. Yeah, the same crossing. I said to Anthony it wasn't going to get me twice, well it did. Got me twice.
Keep coming!
Finally, the water drillers are back in business.
It gets a bit tough sometimes, yeah, because you're not making any money while you're driving in or anything like that. So the only time you're making money when that drill's working. So yeah, it sort of hits the pocket a bit.
At their final drill site, it's the team's last chance to strike liquid gold.
Hopefully we get some water on this one too.
Always good to get in a wet hole, 5 litres a second. Just talking to Will on the two-way, he was pretty happy with that.
So that's 4 out of 6.
They've defied everything this hostile land has thrown at them, delivering one of life's true essentials.
You know, water's sort of something you need. You can live without electricity, but you don't have water, you don't survive.
Now it's time for this remarkable travelling roadshow to make the long journey home. In one of the toughest trucking jobs in the world, for the water drillers, one man is irreplaceable.
We call him the boss too because he's pretty bossy. He can do anything. He can fix the truck if it breaks down, to drill a hole, to look after the baby and change nappies. You know, he can cook, he can clean. There's nothing he hasn't conquered, so he's a pretty amazing person.
This time on Outback Truckers.
Oh, weather like this can turn into a cyclone anytime.
Sludge with a load of highly combustible fuel races to beat a cyclone.
Whoa!
That is rough.
After Australia's worst bushfires on record.
It is pretty devastating.
Army trucker Matt's on a mercy hay mission like no other.
Support our country and our families.
Just going to move this one up.
And for Mike, getting 8 vintage tractors 4,000 kilometres.
Is that on?
No.
Is a trucking nightmare.
We're so close.
Getting ready to go. I've just got to have a bit of a check around and I'll go and fuel up and then we'll head north.
In the foothills of Serpentine, outside Perth, Western Australia, Paul Sludge Andrews is prepping his truck for another trip into the remote outback.
We're going through to Wooroluna today, through to the lead mine up there.
He's headed to an isolated mine site with 65,000 litres of desperately needed fuel.
They prone to cyclones up there and all the rain, so we'll take a road train with a bit more fuel up this time and just top them up over the cyclone season. Everything there is run by generator, so no fuel, no power, so if they don't have fuel, they're sort of buggered, really.
From Perth, Sludge will head north for almost 1,000 kilometres to Wooroluna, with the final 200 k's of the journey on rough dirt roads.
There's a long way around, but it's, you know, it's another 4 hours longer to take the bitumen route, so I try and shoot across the dirt.
The shortcut at this time of year is a massive gamble. The 6-month-long cyclone season is just beginning.
It's all dirt, so if it rains, we can't get across that piece of road, then we're stuck.
To give himself the best chance of making it before the rain, Sludge needs to get moving without delay.
Have a bang, make sure all the tyres are up and ready to head. Easy to go around with a bar and just bang them and make sure there's no flatties before we start. Oh, there's a good start to this day, isn't it? There's this doughy tyre. All right, we'll have to have a look at that. I'll pump that one up. When they're doughy, they get a lot more heat into them, so they can explode. Oh, bullshit. That's 3. Sensational start to the day. I've obviously run something over this morning, because now I've got one doughy, one going down and one flat here and another flat one on the other trailer, so it looks like it's going to be one of those days. Truck driver's nightmare. Outer one to get the inner, and then pop the inner off, and I'll have to find something else to put on it. I can see a 10-stud rim from here. Saves me breaking that one off.
To avoid buying a new $90 tyre and to save time, Sludge decides to put one of his spares on another rim.
Right. Come on, you bastard. There's an art in changing tyres, and I want to forget it. All right. There we go. Dumb shit.
The rim is the wrong size for the trailer.
Oh, where the did that come from? It's not one of mine. It's a European rim and we run all American. It's just another hour wasted. So that's European versus American. A lot different. So we're just going to remake that tyre. This one here, back up onto it. The day that you want to hurry and get the hell out of home is the day you're stuck here.
One down, 2 to go.
We got a nail in this one here. One shiny little nail. One bloody bolt.
The soft rubber compound used to plug the hole will harden when the tyre heats up while driving.
That's got that one. At least I don't have to change this one. It's another bloody nail. Somewhere this morning, wherever the hell it was, a bloody bunch of screws or on the road somewhere. Let's hope that's fixed that one. Ready to hook up. A nice, exciting morning. Wasn't really the way I wanted to start my day. We got 1,000 k's ahead of us now. Basically 3 hours behind where I was hoping to be. I was hoping to be across the dirt tonight. Anyhow, that's the fun of being a truck driver, isn't it? We've just lost air pressure. Get out of the way. Yeah, we've just lost all our air. Is this going to be a day or what?
And it's essentially half the reason why we all joined, is to support our local community, support our country and our families.
While the cyclone season looms in the north, in the southeast, the Army are responding to fire and drought.
The Army boys have just been incredible in making this work and been behind us 100%.
New South Wales has been hit by its worst bushfires on record. It's also in the grip of a 3-year-long drought. Farmers are struggling and in desperate need of hay to feed livestock.
We're here to help distribute our food to the local livestock and farmers and families that have been affected by the bushfires.
With trucking resources stretched to the limit, the situation's demanded a different kind of trucker and a different kind of truck. The 8-wheel drive HX77 armoured vehicle.
You know, getting your normal semi into a lot of places, it's just not possible since the fires.
Used by both the Australian and British armies, each truck costs almost $1.2 million.
The trucks are a fantastic step up from what we used to have.
It's a multi-terrain vehicle that normally carries rations, water and ammunition. On this mission, where they're going looks like a war zone. In Cobargo, 2 lives were lost and 22 homes flattened when the firestorm engulfed the town. George Walters was in the heart of the fires.
The day before New Year's, I was in the fires down at Cobargo, and the first thing I seen after we saved our place was livestock, sheep, horses, cattle. You know, they can't go without food. Imagine it standing there for a week or longer with nothing to eat.
After the fires, George swung into action. He sent out a call for help and raised almost $500,000 worth of donated hay from farmers in Victoria, New South Wales and Western Australia. Truckers from around the country also gave their trucks and services free to get the hay to where it was needed most.
We're doing what Australians should do. It's the backbone of Australia and always has been, the primary production industry, so yeah, let's get out and help these fellas.
George contributed $50,000 worth of hay to the fund and $110,000 for the fuel costs of 11 West Australian truckers. It didn't go unnoticed.
About probably a week ago now, I had the Army ring up and said, look, we're here and we've seen what you're doing. You know, can you utilise us?
The Army arrived with 200 troops, a convoy of 9 trucks and a $74.4 million Taipan helicopter to help scout out the areas of immediate need.
We're going to fly to Eden and we're going to swoop right back up to Lake Conjola and we're going to look at farming land. Look at, you know, in one day all the country and work out the logistics and work out roads and accesses.
From the air, areas of farmland and bush still smoking and dangerous to access can be clearly identified. As are the charred and blackened farms the fires had burnt out.
We've had a good morning, so I've covered a heap of country and got head counts. We'll get a plan together now and I'll work out some numbers and start getting trucks into those areas.
Incoming! We're just securing loads on our Land 121 fleet. We're actually helping Australians, which is always a good thing.
And the deck heights of these trucks are a lot higher than a standard semi. You know, they're ideal to cart hay on.
The capabilities of the HX77s will be important for this delivery.
They have an integrated handling system, and that essentially allows us to move the flat rack or the top deck off the rear. A massive time saver.
Loaded with 10 tonnes of hay each, they're ready to roll. They will start at Cooma Racecourse, New South Wales, move on to Neligan, down through to Mogo, and then move south to Cobargo, a trip of 300 kilometres, delivering to fire-ravaged farms.
We're about to head off and get this hay out.
Lance Corporal Matt Scheimer will command 3 of the 9 trucks in the convoy.
I love driving trucks. I used to be a grunt infantry soldier for 10 years and then transferred to driver specialist and have been doing that role for 3 years.
The job comes with added responsibilities.
My current role and responsibilities on this exercise is to ensure my vehicles stay together, we operate on the right route that we're permitted to by the permits that we're given, and that we're conducting our task in a safe manner. According to orders we received this morning, we're approximately 550 metres out from the first drop. So according to orders, we're here. This is the right stop. Except for no one else is here, that's the problem.
What the f***'s going on here? Missed one turn, it's just turned into a big shit fight.
960 kilometres away, in the South Australian Outback, truck driver Mike Partridge is also lost.
We're not on the right road, so I'm going to turn right just up here somewhere. I'm going to have to take some gravel here.
But after some bush bashing, Mike, his boss Pete Spur, and their load of beloved vintage tractors have found their way back to the highway.
Finally back on the bitumen, and we're going to be wheeling in here for the night.
Mike and Pete are in the middle of hauling Pete's precious cargo of 8 rare tractors, worth $130,000, 4,000 kilometres to Western Australia. They have 2 more to load.
Yeah, it's going to be touch and go. We'll have to cross our fingers on that one, but if we do get it all on, it'll look good.
Their journey's further complicated by only being allowed to take 1 trailer on Victorian roads at a time.
So it's going to drop a trailer here in Yamba, run into Mildura, grab the last 2 tractors, which will fill the trailers, then come back here, hook everything up as a train again, and then sail for home.
From Irimpol, Mike and Pete will travel 2,700 kilometres across the bottom of the continent, back home to Wager in Western Australia.
Hit the South Australia-Victorian border again shortly. We'll get our last 2 tractors on, hopefully.
Trucking company owner Pete collects old tractors from anywhere in the country.
I get a real buzz taking these to shows. I like to stand back and see everyone walking around and talk about them, and that really gives me a good buzz. This is Mike, my driver. This is Ian.
Oh, yeah.
You think you'll be able to get in, Mike?
Gonna have to. They don't go, do they?
No.
Yeah, I've been looking for quite some time, and this one come up for sale.
Pete scored a rare German-made Hanomag built in the 1940s.
They've got an unusual fuel injection system on them.
And this is a prize find. An 80-year-old McCormick Deering WD-40, but it's nearly 4 metres long.
This tractor's a bit longer than what I thought. We'll get this one on first, I think, and then we'll see how that little Hanomag goes after that.
Room is definitely going to be touch and go. We're going to have to be millimetre perfect here to get everything on.
I said to my wife, I said, I don't know whether that's the truck because it's got 2 tractors on it already. Where are they going to put the next 2?
Yeah, stressing out a bit, and yeah, yeah, I think, anyway, that's all right. We'll work through it as usual, so we'll see if we go.
Yeah, not happy, eh? The thing should have been a bit more prepared as well. We'll move this one here forward first, and then we'll attack the rest of it later. It's in, right?
Oh, hang on.
What, you forgotten?
Our tape.
Oh.
Righto, we'll give her a whirl now. Look at that.
All right.
Everything's different. Every load's different. So just got to adapt and keep plugging on.
According to orders, we're here. This is the right stop.
In fire-ravaged New South Wales,
Except for no one else is here, that's a problem.
Lance Corporal Matt Scheimer is taking on a trucking mission like no other.
The convoy that was in front of us and not here.
The Army's delivering 6,000 bales of much-needed hay to starving livestock on 500 burnt-out farms. But there's been a communication problem.
So if they change the plan,
That's where they want us to be. That's where we are.
So it's just further south? The way we were going or up the hill?
That way.
Change the plan.
Chuck a Yui, eh?
Gear lead. First, second, third. Can we go from there? Yeah. Any questions? No, let's go. We went to the right spot. We navigated correctly. However, there was an update and I wasn't aware of it. Actually just modified our plan and we'll make sure it gets delivered on time to the right location.
At Nelligen, the farmers are already waiting. They'll get 15 bales of hay each, a huge relief.
There's a heap of people down here and, well, they can't thank us enough.
I lost a house, one house on the property. I lost 6 head of stock. Probably 95% of my property's charcoal.
You want more down here? Yeah, unload this one here.
Fires have left most of us with nothing at all to feed our stock.
The farmers are grateful for George's initiative.
He's just been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
We're off to our second drop and make some more people happy.
With 10 tonnes of hay on board and a 10.5-litre diesel engine, Matt's HX77 is a thirsty beast.
Yeah, first break for the 2-hour drive. We'll refuel our trucks, make sure that we have enough fuel to complete our task, get some rest and keep driving. So I'm gonna have to turn here.
But at the service station, Matt has a concern. The truck is stacked 4.5 metres high with the hay, and it's going to be a tight squeeze.
But it's whether I'm going to fit. This thing is massive.
We've got air pissing out from underneath the truck somewhere. No air, all the brakes just coming on now. I can hear it leaking from under the truck, so no air, no go anywhere.
On a freeway south of Perth, Sludge is 3 hours behind schedule. He's trying to beat the cyclone season that's about to hit.
So that's the culprit. Little air valve here. $20 valve pulls the whole lot up. That's the end of it. That's trucking for you. And a good day to stay in bed, I think. I just rang the workshop, so he's just gonna head this way with the valve. Well, I'll be about 5 hours behind now. Here he comes. Oh, g'day, Jeffrey. As soon as you turn up, it starts raining. Right there. Jeff's just put a new valve out, and hopefully that'll be the one that gets us going again. Start her up. Yep. It's working again. We've got full air pressure again, so we'll try and make a mile this time. And since we started this journey, we've done about 5 kilometres an hour. It is now 20 to 1, and we've done all of 30 kilometres, I suppose. We're having a sensational day. We'd want to get a little shitload better. We're pissing down here now.
This is just what Sludge didn't want.
Long time since I've seen rain like this.
Torrential rain before he hits the dirt roads. And now...
Maybe I should have stayed at home today. The indicator light's coming up. The indicators aren't on, but it's flashing. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's only 3:30 in the afternoon. It's dark. and I can't see that truck in front of us. He's disappeared into the rain. There's a bit of hail out there now, so we're right in the middle of this bit of weather anyway.
2 metres Outback, North Mammoth.
We got a 8 metre coming towards us now, so don't pull too far off, just in case it's soft.
Thanks for that, fella.
No worries.
Finally, it's a clear road and clear skies. But Sludge is keen to check the reason why his indicator light is flashing.
Yeah, I'll pull up and have a quick look and see why this bloody blinker's on. Just check those tyres we changed this morning. Still got another, 4 hours, 5 hours ahead of us, so it's been a long day. All right, we'll go have a check around and... Can't believe this. Another flat.
Just going to move this one up and set it there. Try and gauge how much room we got left.
It's a game of millimetres for Mike and Pete and their last 2 vintage tractors. A 1935 McCormick Deering WD-40 and a 1949 Hanomag R40. To get them on, they need to first move the other tractors.
Want that wheel that side. Well, that should go pretty closer than we think, so we'll try and put those other ones in between.
You're out of fuel.
Of course. Look, just roll back like that. You got your jerry can, do you?
There's a hatful in it.
Hopefully it won't take too long to get these last 2 on and we can get out of here.
Yep, you got it. And just.
The next problem is neither of the 2 tractors they're trying to load start anymore.
So we're going to tow the tractors up to the end of the ramps there and then hook it onto the cable. The cable's got a pulley block at the other end and then, yeah, just pull them up, hopefully.
Stay the away.
Once the back wheels hit the ramp, yeah, she wasn't going to do it. We'll probably hook something else on the front of this one again.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Ute?
Ute in front of the tractor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this little tractor won't pull it up the ramp, so we got this ute pulling the tractor pulling that tractor. So we should be right now, hopefully.
Go!
So we got the ute apparently won't go into full drive now. So it's just spinning the friggin' back wheels and it's just not happening.
This thing is massive.
In a fire-scorched New South Wales, the emergency hay run has made its first drop. With 2 more unloads today, Lance Corporal Matt Scheimer needs to fill up the Army's latest military transporter.
The fuel tank's on my side. It's whether I'm going to fit.
Almost 4 metres high and 2.5 metres wide, the HX77 is not designed for your average Aussie petrol station, especially with a stack of hay on its back.
I was actually wondering if I was going to fit. Looks good. The main thing we've got to worry about is make sure our load's not moving, which we're constantly doing, make sure we're in the lines, correct speeds, and we're on the right route. Otherwise, we can do a fair bit of damage to the roads and the infrastructure around because we're so heavy.
Weighing in at 23 tonnes and with a 10-tonne load of hay on board, the truck can't stop in a hurry.
If someone did apply their brakes rapidly, it would take us a significant amount of distance, up to 80 metres to stop. Cross. In between him and the guardrail, I had a metre either side.
The next drop-off point is on the outskirts of Mogo, a town devastated by the bushfires.
People toot their horns, flash their lights, wave, smile. Getting support from locals is always outstanding because that's essentially why we're doing this job, to support our local community, support our country and our families. Oh, local firefighters. I want to see some heroes. There they are, not us. Woo! Yeah, boys. Here we are, we have arrived at our next destination.
I've been through a couple of fires. I've never seen anything like this. This just great big roar come across the valley. And then we looked up and it was coming across this way and it was coming across. We hit it, three fronts have hit us. Saved my house, saved my stable, saved the horses. And we've needed help desperately, and it's come at the right time. And I just can't thank people enough for the generosity.
Mike and Pete's vintage tractor journey is turning into a loading nightmare. The rare Hanomag and McCormick Deering tractors are stuck at the first hurdle, the loading ramp.
New strategy, I think. We're just going to have a look around and see what else we got here to get this shit going.
To drag them up will require added grunt.
What's going to happen here?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's it. One down, one to go. The 3.5 metre long 1949 Hanomag R40.
This one will go up backwards. We've done a measurement that it's not going to fit, but looking at it with what we've got left, it is going to fit, so maybe we missed something.
It cost Pete $5,000 and he's desperate to make it fit. If he can't, he'll be forced to leave it behind.
Whoa! Is that on?
Oh, dun, dun, dun. Nah. Front wheels off.
We're going to spin it around. Hopefully we can get a wheel, one of them front wheels there, inside one and outside the other, and hopefully we'll gain a bit more room there. If that doesn't work, well, I don't know what we'll do.
Whoa!
Oh, it's that drawbar at the back. We've got one more thing we can try. If that doesn't work, I don't think it's going to happen. Not with this one.
Want to go a bit more?
Yeah, please.
Try too hard, and Mike and Pete risk damaging 295 years of tractor history.
It's already pushing the grill in, it's getting towards the radiator. We're so close.
We've had another flat, so time to put the overalls on and go and change another tyre. This day's just going from worse to worse.
Setback after setback is putting Sludge's fuel run to the tropical north in jeopardy. With 700 kilometres still to go, he's racing to beat the cyclone season, heading his way from up north.
Nail right there. Yeah, two nails in the same tyre today. How stunning is that?
Truck drivers in Australia are legally allowed to drive for 12 hours a day. In 6 hours, Sludge will be forced to pull over.
We'll just go up the queue. We're about 6 hours behind now, so call it a night a bit earlier tonight.
He's planning to spend the night at the desert town of Kew, almost 400 kilometres away, provided there are no more delays.
We've only got one spare tyre left, so our trip would want to get a hell of a lot better. Jesus. Surely it's not this freaking hard. So now we're tied behind 2 oversized houses or something, and back to 40 kilometres an hour. We're never going to get out of here at this rate. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I've done this trip. Oh, you done big sheds. Finally got around after about 20-odd Ks. They're big boys, actually.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good trip.
We got a bit of lightning and thunder up ahead of us. We're going to drive into some wicked weather, I reckon. Oh! Weather like this can turn into a cyclone anytime. Oh!
Cyclonic winds can reach speeds of over 200 kilometres per hour. And a single lightning strike can carry 1 billion volts of deadly energy.
If one of these things get hit with a lightning bolt or something, they go bang all right. They've probably picked me up over the next 30k radius. Whoa!
We're currently going to our 3rd stop at Tobago, and then we'll drop our 3rd load and make some more people happy.
In fire-ravaged New South Wales, the Army's hay convoy has reached the worst-hit parts of the south coast.
We are entering areas that have been affected by the New South Wales bushfires. It is pretty devastating.
On New Year's Eve, the fires savaged the town of Tobago.
That is rough.
The fires were fickle. While the flames destroyed many homes and businesses, others right next door were left untouched.
Here we are, we have arrived at our next destination. And soon to offload and make some happy farmers.
We first come in from the east side here, and at that point in time we had some tanks on a trailer putting it out, and the cord on the pump broke, and so we had no way of defending.
Tamara and her husband Craig's entire 800-acre farm was destroyed by the fires. They also lost 30 of their herd.
Craig was in the tractor just trying to extinguish the fire. We lost 100% of our ground cover and all our pasture.
For the cattle that remain, food is scarce.
It's tracking along well. It's good to see all those guys together. It's quite warming, really. It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
George has made such a difference to everyone that he's been able to help. It gives those people a peace of mind.
The Army has delivered 6,000 bales of donated hay to 500 desperate farmers and their hungry animals. A lifeline at a time of hardship that will not be forgotten.
I'd just like to thank all the Army guys today. It's been unbelievable and a great success.
The Army's quick response and distribution skills has been invaluable.
Today went pretty successful. We completed all our 3 drops.
And all because of one man, farmer George Walters, who reached out a helping hand to those most in need and made it all happen.
It can be pretty moving and can be a pretty tough day, but at the end of it, it's all rewarding.
The grill's hitting on the mud guard.
We're so close.
Do you reckon if we took that off, it'd go?
The ramps are still going to hit that guard.
Yeah.
In Victoria, the vintage tractor battle has finally come to a head.
Can we push it by hand? Yeah, please.
The 1949 Hanamag R40 doesn't fit on the trailer. Pete is forced to make the tough call.
Starting to do a bit of damage. It's to the front of this one. I'll just find another carrier to get it home. I'll just ask Ian whether we can leave it here.
So close, but yet so far. We're only like, buddy, 3 inches sort of thing off it all fitting.
We'll find another truck coming back past on its way to WA eventually, and we'll get it back in.
You got the weight, mate.
We battled and we tried, and anyway, we're starting to damage the stuff, and it's just not worth it.
He's very disappointed, so am I.
All right, let's head home.
Oh, we'll go. Move.
Pete and Mike have driven a long way to be defeated by the last tractor. And they still have the biggest drive to come.
Bang our road train back together and set sail for home.
On the Victorian South Australian border, they hitch up their second trailer that they'd loaded earlier.
You don't see too many road trains like this, so it's something to see.
After 3 days of crisscrossing borders, battling a complicated and stubborn load, Mike and Pete are still a long way from home.
Forecast for the next few days is meant to be pretty warm.
They still face the daunting Nullarbor Plain, 2,700 kilometres of scorching desert highway to make it back to Western Australia.
The further west we go, hit the Nullarbor, all the rest of the forecast is sort of meant to be low 40s to mid 40s.
The mission is far from over.
The warmer things are, the hotter the engine's going to run, plus the quicker I go, the more the tyres are going to heat up. If the tyres heat up too much, they'll end up blowing. You know, that sort of temperature, I don't want to be out there changing tyres.
Oh, we're going to drive into some wicked weather, I reckon. Oh!
Sludge is driving into the eye of a storm. A cyclone is headed his way.
They've had some big cyclones coming down through, so weather like this can turn into a cyclone any time.
Finally, sludge pulls into the safe haven of the town of Kew. Next morning, it's not the weather that's on Sludge's mind, it's rubber.
Yeah, not normally that stressed about doing tyres, but this morning I'm a bit nervous about this job. Haven't had this many flat tyres in bloody years. So I'm just hoping that we're not going to strike anything this morning.
After a run of flat tyres, Sludge only has one spare left. He needs this final leg to go smoothly.
We've got a couple of hours up to Meekatharra here, and then we go onto the dirt. There's a lot of rain clouds around, so I'm just hoping that it's going to be all right.
He's taken a gamble on a 200-kilometre shortcut along a remote dirt road. But if it's closed because of the tropical rains, he'll have to backtrack an exhausting 600 kilometres.
I'll be pissed if we've got to go all the way back and go around. If this road's washed out or anything, or wet, and we don't get in there, they'll have no diesel for their generators. So I'm hoping this is going to be open today. We'll wait and see. There's a lot of water around in the ponds on the roadside and that. I'm a bit nervous. We just turned onto the Wiluna Road. So there's a signpost just here saying whether the road's open or closed. The road's open, so oh well. Yeah, a couple hundred k's of dirt ahead of us now.
200 kilometres of isolated dirt road that could trap him at any time.
I am a bit nervous because I don't want to get stuck out here. We can be here for a week. There's a hell of a lot of green grass, and I haven't seen that out here for a couple of years, and I've had a lot of water come through. You can see it here. It's all cut out on the roadside. Oh dearie me. A bit of water on the roadside's not bad, but when you start seeing big lakes like that, you know there's been some big rains out here. And those lakes They run under the road as well, you know, it softens all the ground up. You can feel the road's getting heavier and heavier as you start to pull harder and harder because it's just soft underneath us. At the moment, we don't want to stop, we want to just keep moving. If we stop, we're not be able to take off. There's more up here. This ain't ideal. Soft. The heart rate's gone up a bit now because that, you know, that's right across. There's no way around that. If she'd have gone down, we'd have just stayed there. It's been a bit of a challenge to get across to here. So we just turned into the mine site. We finally got here. One spare left and mud from one end to the other. How are you? Good, well?
All good. Sludge has made it where others have failed.
We're just saying the road's been shut for days, so we're the first one through.
The dirt road was a risk, but it's paid off and just in time.
Coming in the long way in, it's been running at 2.5 metres, the creek crossing, so we wouldn't have got through there. So I chose the right way in today, for sure.
No diesel, no power, no water, then it's all dead.
It's very important we get diesel here as quickly as we can all the time to sustain our village operations and to sustain power and water at the site here to keep the place running.
Well, that's it. She's all done and dusted.
Thank you.
Thank you, that's all right. We'll see you again soon, I suppose.
Yeah, you will.